Worry seems to be a theme these days as far as the housing goes, the interest rates, stock market, so and so. Will the interest rates keep going up? I think that seems to be the question that everyone's asking. In this episode, we'll take a look at all the recent stats from the month of September as we're into October now. And we'll see whether the interest rates will keep going up, and if they do, what you guys can do to cope and strategize as far as your buying and selling. So stay tuned and watch the whole episode, and please, as always, please remember to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's get going. So where is the housing market headed from now until the near future, coming months? I believe there are many external factors involved. Wars happening, which will impact the stock market, and the inflation and the response of the Bank of Canada by increasing the interest rates, the overnight rate. Will this be a continuous thing with the rates? And that seems to be a general worry for a lot of clients that I talk to, and from my understanding, the increase will be happening hand in hand with the monitoring of the inflation. Inflation seems to be under control somewhat and dropping, but again, this is not where as expected or where they want it to be. Right now, we're at 3.25% with the overnight. And from my sources and what I'm understanding is they want to bump it up to 4%. So you should be, or you perhaps maybe may want to get yourself mentally ready or financially ready at the same time for another 0.75% towards the end of this year. Now, the difference between Canada and other countries is that we're different from them is the immigration. So the more immigrants coming in, and from my understanding, in the next 2 years, you're looking at 400,000 plus immigrants coming in. And when you have that sort of a movement happening, people are coming in, they are professionals, and they are coming in with money inside the country, so that will create an incentive to provide a good movement for the economy, hence being a key offset to the inflation. And at that point, it's very likely that the interest rates, especially impacting the variable rates, overnight rates, to be controlled or even drop. So from my understanding, right around the end of 2023, we should see more of a control and even a drop with regards to the overnight rate, which then will impact everything else. So I think this is right now is in a period of adjustment that we're going through. They're getting on it aggressively to offset the whole situation, external, internal, and again, I think this is something that remains to be seen. But that is my take on it. That it is something that perhaps we'll have to struggle with for another 8 months to a year or so. I'm not saying there will be multiple interest increases. There may not be. We may not even get to 4%. Nobody knows. But so that's that. And as far as being a buyer and a seller, I think, as I repeated before, for buyers, you need to realize that we are in shortage of homes still. Yes, people are more cautious. There are more inventory on the market, and you'll see that as I show you the numbers. But at the same time, there's two scenarios: that you wait on the sidelines, wait until the overnight rate or the interest rates calm and drop, where you'll be faced with a load of other buyers. So there's a huge competition. You know, there's immigration, there's people domestically holding back and being cautiously, on the sideline and watching. You'll be dealing with those crowds. and there will be another hike in prices. I promise you, right around 2024, 25, you see another significant jump in prices just because that the builders are holding back. A lot of buyers are holding back, and when the situation gets better, you get into it. So yes, there is risk involved. There's a lot of worries involved. Yes, the interest rates are higher, but as far as opportunity in terms of getting into the market and securing and going through some pain, it is worth it now to do so, because nothing will change later. I don't see the government, any of the parties being able to change what we're facing right now, the shortage of housing. There needs to be a huge plan implemented to help this crisis, which it is a housing crisis that we still have. So don't ignore the number of homes on the market right now. That's only because the interest rates are making people stand back and be overly cautious. And for sellers, you need to adjust your expectations. Life goes on, you need to sell to buy something else. And if you're selling less now, by adjusting your expectations, you'll be able to get a lower amount or a discount on the home you're purchasing, right? So it's either lower interest rates, multiple offers, and a significant increase in the biddings and the price, final price on a home, or you'll be paying more interest rates and struggling a bit with the uncertainty. So that's something that you have to decide on. But I believe if you're willing to take that worry on right now, it's the best time to sell if you're buying at the same time, as well if you're a first-time home buyer or a purchaser. And I know the qualification is much difficult. I realize that. It is very difficult. It's a big challenge now. And banks are very cautious, and they're bringing down their risk tolerance overall. I realize that, but if you're in a position to do so while maintaining your monthly cash flow, housing cash flow, then it's something that I would highly recommend doing so, because don't think that things will get better. That I'll go at it a year or two from now when things are better and everything's dandy and the stock market's better, everything's more calm. You're just going to be faced with more challenges because everybody's going to get into it. So let's get into the numbers. Most recent activity, month of September. We'll take a look at the general, and then we'll get more specific into each category of residential freeholds, condominiums, and the rental market. All right, so first, the residential freeholds. We'll take a look at the number of sales. 2021, 1,240 versus 816 in 2022, and that's a drop of 34%, significant drop in the number of sales. And looking at the average sale price, we're still higher, even though all of this commotion is happening. Look at 2021, 703,000, and 2022, 707,000 approximately. So with all this happening, on average, Ottawa and surrounding, we're still higher than last year, and that's the difference of 0.5%. And looking at the average day a home sits on the market, again, considering everything is going on, 2021 18 days and 2022 29 days a home sits on the market, and a change of about 58%. Now looking at the condominiums, number of sales, 2021 361 and 2022 264, that's a drop of approximately 27%. And look at the average sale price for the condos. For 2021, 425,000 versus 451,000 approximately for 2022. That's an increase of, again, the difference of 6%. And again, with the condo market, the average sale price still higher with everything that's happening. And looking at the days on the market, for 2021, 22 days and 28 days for 2022, and that's an increase of 29.7%. So again, not a significant difference between the two categories for how long a home sits on the market. And as far as the average price goes, we're still higher now than last year. And the number of sales, again, significantly reduced, and that's given. All right, so let's get into each category separately to provide us with a better idea. And first, residential freeholds. non-condominiums. And looking at the month of September, the number of active listings versus sold, you have 1,654 active listings and 568 sold listings. And what a change. Look at the availability of units now if you're willing to take on the risk and the worry, which will pay off in the future, I guarantee. Looking at the previous year, it was very close. We had 902 active listings and 871 sold units. And again, it's a seasonal thing too. Now, taking a look at the residential sold price versus original price ratio for the month of September, we're at 97% to the list. Obviously, the overall average list price has dropped, so this is the ratio to that, and we'll get a better feel for what's happening in the next set of charts, where it will show us the average sold price trend, and that'll give us a better idea. But again, looking at the year over year, previous year this time, we're at asking, but the asking list price was higher at that point. Looking at the residential average sale price, not much changing from the previous month. So September and August of this year were pretty much leveling off. So that's interesting, right? You would expect a significant drop, but it hasn't. So it's going steady now. Okay, you're at 751,000 for September, and versus last year, month over month, we're at 773. So year over year, we have dropped. We are looking specifically into the residential and more of a core area when I look at the surroundings. So overall, we have dropped year over year by about 20,000 or so. But again, it seems to be on a steady note. All right. Looking at the residential days on the market, we're looking at approximately 26 days for a home that sits on the market. September of this year versus last year, 18 days. So again, not a significant difference. There was a time in a normal balanced market where a home would be normally sitting on the market for 60 days. So I think we got a bit spoiled with the 2 days or 5 days sold, and everybody's panicking why my home is now sitting on the market for 26 days. Okay, looking at the condominium market, very similar trend now to the residential freeholds. Looking at the list versus sold numbers for the month of September, 702 active listings versus 248 sold. And last year this time, we had 569 active listings and 349 sold units. So for the condo market, this is more of a normal movement and trend, whereas it's more of a shocker for the residential freeholds. And again, the impact on the condominium market, whereas we would expect it otherwise, it's taking the beating a bit better at the condominiums as opposed to the residential freeholds. It's still, a lot of adjustments as far as list price and everything else. Of course, we're not seeing the same number of sales, the same number of average solds as the year before, but still the trend seems to be more moderate as opposed to being fluctuating significantly as we've seen with the residential freeholds. We're looking at the sold price versus list price ratio, and you're at 97.7% versus year over year 99%. And again, the average list price has dropped, and this is to reflect that. And to give us a better idea, we have to take a look at the average sale price per month. And look at this. This is very interesting. Condominiums for the month of September, the average sold price, you're looking at 454,000 month over month. It's actually going up. So average sale price for condominiums is actually going higher. So this tells me that the demand for condos, it's happening. yes, the average sale price is dropping, list price is dropping, but because of what's happening, the affordability, a lot of people may be shifting their gears and their attention towards going after something that is more affordable, such as condominiums. And look at that, 454,000 versus a month before 428,000 average, and year over year for condos still higher than a year ago, which a year ago this time 433,000 approximately. So it's very interesting. I think the condo market is taking this heat, taking this whole situation is much better as far as impact goes compared to residential fields. And the days on the market. So it's taking about 28 days on average in September for a condo unit to sell, versus 22 days year over year, which is not a significant alarm. I wouldn't be worrying about something like this. And looking at the rental market now, and we have more supply now in the rental market, and most likely it is due to the seasonal aspect of it. And as we get close to spring, I think this year it'll be interesting because of what's been happening. I think the demand for rentals will be more. The average rental amounts will increase, and you'll see a shift in the number of active listings versus rented units, and that will have an impact on the rental prices generally. But right now, if you are looking to rent a unit, now would be a good ideal timing, and otherwise I think there will be a shift in this come springtime. And looking at September, you have 727 active listings and 459 rented units, whereas last year it was 731 active listings and 395 rented units. So the amount of supply year over year is very similar, but as we saw that for the previous months, you see that how this gap is narrowing, and at times the number of sales is surpassing, which reflects on the demand. Okay. So now looking at the number of days rental unit sits on the market, on average you're looking at 20 days for the month of September and pretty much 21 days year over year. So not a lot of change as far as the days on the market and even supply, but that remains to be seen with this whole situation with the interest rates and people getting pressured into the condo market or sitting on the sidelines or into the rental markets. This movement will have this sort of a reflection, and we'll get a better feel for it for the months to come. And as always, you feel free to contact me by email, phone, text. I'm always available. Love to see you guys and sit, perhaps over lunch or the cup of coffee just to discuss, or a phone call, anything. I'll be more than glad to answer any questions you guys might have. And as always, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Until next time, take care.